Hey everybody, it's Jack and Dan.
What's up, guys? Today we're going to do a little bit of pond maintenance. We haven't gotten the filter together yet. It is sitting in a box over here. We did decide what we're going to do. We got a big whole planter that we're going to be hooking up to a pump and making a filter out of. But before we do that, this thing started to get a little algae and stuff growing there, didn't it?
Yes.
Luckily, during the week, I worked on this old magnet, didn't I?
Yes.
And what I did basically is refurbish that old 24-year-old magnet just a little bit each day during my lunch break. Jack is going to be using that today to clean the glass.
I'm not putting them too close together, by the way, just because they stick. So that's why I'm holding them.
Yeah. So basically, I just redid it. I'll put a link in the description about how I did that and everything. And we're going to be using that to clean the glass. We have decided that we're not going to clean the glass on the sides, only the front and back so we can see through it. We want to kind of let that algae grow because we're not going to have a lot of plants in here. For one reason is these guys eat them, don't they?
Yes. They will munch on them.
They will eat them. They will mix them up. The other thing is we don't want to take a lot of room up in this pond. We want it to be open. We want to be able to see the fish and the turtles down there. What we are going to be doing is we're going to be using this amazing tool. Go ahead and get the Hydro shot over there. I want to put these magnets down. This is the Works Hydro shot. We've done quite a few videos on this, and we use it for our rain barrels. It is a battery-powered pressure washer, but the pressure part comes off. Can you take it off right now, or is it too much pressure being on film? Push in and twist it?
Push it?
Yeah, you've done it before. There you go, look at that. Oh, I did it. He was surprised. And then we're going to use this little nozzle right here. Basically what we're going to do when we're doing a water change is we're going to use this little nozzle, the same one we use on our rain barrels. And we're going to run this little tube. This Works Hydro Shot actually comes with a 20-foot long tube because ultimately it's made to be used like on a boat or a place you don't have water, and it has a little float and a little clip. So we're going to kind of show you. We're going to clip this into our pond. Jack is going to be water. Of course, it's raining when we want to do this video, but it's the first time it rained in like 2 weeks. Ultimately, he's going to be watering these plants right outside the door here with the pond water, and then we're going to be filling it up at the same time, kind of doing a water exchange, taking it on one side, filling it back in the other side. The reason we're doing this is because we don't really, we have this temporary filter hooked up right now, but ultimately what we're going to do is we're going to, let some of this algae grow. The other place we're letting algae grow is where we can't see it over here on this wall facing out. If we're going to be sitting over here looking at the pond, we're not going to see that. And for that, when it builds up on the walls, we're just taking this little green scrubby. These are the little guys we talked about that we get for like 5 cents. And we're going to clean. You can see a little bit over there underneath the lights that's forming. Again, we're just going to kind of aesthetically remove some of it. The rest we're going to leave because that's going to help remove nitrates and, oxygenate it and stuff like that for these guys and for the fish when we ultimately put them in there. So we're going to show you how we got this whole system going on here, and hopefully it helps a lot of folks. If you have a pond, or if you don't or not or whatever, these tools, these Hydro shots are amazing. We've done a lot of videos on them. There's so many things they could do. Actually, you could leave this on here if you want, and as you can see, this needs pressure washed. We could actually pressure wash our patio out here off of our pond water. So at the end of the day, we're just trying not to waste anything. If we do these water changes, we're trying to use the water. Now, a lot of the water changes that we do on the inside, we use for plants, but we don't do a lot of water changes because a lot of our aquariums have plants, and so they kind of feed each other. What we're going to do in here is we're going to do things a little bit differently. We're going to try to have plants growing up here, and we're going to probably use the Hydro Shot to water them inside, even during the winter time, and then just run the hose. You see we got this hose over here. We talked about the Python and did a whole thing with Hydro and everything. We're going to be running that over here. This is the in-law suite of our house that the previous owner put in, and it's like a whole kitchen area, but we don't really use it, so that's why we did it this way. So let's hook this all up and show them how this works, man. Okay, so as far as just cleaning things off, honestly, you could just take one of these kind of scrubbies. Again, we did clean it off once early on, but that sun kind of shines right through this and the algae grows here. We're going to, again, start to leave that there. That will actually help to feed some of our fish when we get fish and stuff in here. This stuff over here, we might scrub some of it. We might not, depending on where it is. You can see it grows in these, nooks and crannies. The stuff on the bricks here, again, we're going to let a lot of that grow. So that's not really a big deal. That's pretty easy to do just by reaching in with your arm and doing this. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to put this magnet on here. And again, the reason that we wanted to refurbish this old magnet is because we didn't want it to float. If we put a magnet in here and we're cleaning the glass and it floats to the top, we're not really going to be able to get it.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, these guys would be like just munching on it or something, right? Who's up here right now? Kame and Larry are up here. Istigi, I think, is hanging out on the other rock or something. But anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to clean these two sides and we're going to kind of show you how easy it is. Okay, so this is pretty simple, guys. I mean, basically, without really trying to get too wet, I'm just going to kind of reach in here. We're going to put this magnet up underneath here and just stick this guy right to it. Okay, so just get your hand wet a little bit. And honestly, this is pretty easy. Of course, Larry's going to follow it around and probably try to bite it because he's a character. All right, guys, so this little magnet that we refurbished here is really working awesome. Look how easy this is coming off, like one stroke. This is kind of thick glass, and it did fall a couple of times, but it was really easy to just reach back down. One of the places that's really awesome, if you can see where the beam is here in the middle. I don't know if you can see that, Jack?
Yes.
If you just set it up on the middle of the beam, you can stick this other magnet right on it, and it works awesome. So that's a good focal point if you have an inverted tank like this. But yeah, look how great this is working, man. Literally one pass, just taking it right off. So look at Larry.
Removing the sludge.
Larry's following me around. So we're going to get all this, and we're going to show you how we're going to clean the outside of it, okay? All right, so how awesome is that? I mean, it's totally clean. That only took a couple minutes with that old magnet. Can't believe that worked so awesome. Very cool. Now, what we're doing for the outside, I already did the back, but we're going to do the sides because since I was back there kind of sitting on the edge, we're taking this little green scrubby and we're just kind of scrubbing the outside because there gets to be like watermarks from the turtles splashing and things like that, and then they dry from the lights. And you can see a lot of the watermarks. So basically, Jack is going to take this little scrubby, kind of dunk it in the pond, and just scrub them. Obviously, we're going to be a little careful down here by the silicone at the bottom. Yeah, you could wipe off really anything you want, the stones, whatever. And then we're just going to take, this is a little like $2 squeegee, $2 to $3 squeegee that you can find in most kind of hardware stores and that. And then after he does that, I'm going to kind of follow along with him. And I'm going to kind of just take this squeegee and I'm just going to take it from the top and just kind of like wipe it down.
Oh, that's nice.
Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. And of course you could do it a couple times, you know, and if you really wanted to, I'm trying to hold the camera while I do this, but basically you're gonna wipe it down like that. And if you really wanted to, you could take like a towel or a rag. We know a lot of folks that have like huge fish rooms in like their basements that have like drains.
Yes.
And they just do this and they just squeegee off their tanks. They don't ever really buff them out or wipe them out or anything like that. But you can see it's pretty easy to reach this. I mean, I can kind of reach over if we really have to. Again, that's why we made this. We can stand up and go to the top. I did wipe the top off. We just have a little bamboo thing with Groot here right now. Most likely we're going to be putting some plants and things like that up here on the top as well. This whole room probably just be full of plants within the next 6 months to a year. We're just kind of, again, taking our time. So he's going to scrub that. I'm going to squeegee it, and then we're going to do this water change situation here. Again, it works is awesome. I mean, they're fantastic. This has got a little quick release thing. It does come with the thing, and this has a little filter on the end. It does have a little floaty, and it does have a little clamp. So we're probably going to clamp it right here on the edge. This little guy is going to go in the water. This little filter, I mean, it's so nice. It comes clamped, comes a little safety thing. It does unscrew. So this is like the, so the fish or anything doesn't get like sucked into there. Obviously stones, plants, anything like that. If you're using it for a pond or a lake or out of, you know, whatever. You know, a lot of people use these to wash their deck or their boats or their car. We've shown how we use it, you know, the rain barrel water off of our rain barrels to do our cars from the ones up front and stuff. But anyway, this unscrews. I'm going to try to unscrew it here real quick. So there you go. That unscrews and there's like this little filter inside. A little smaller filter. So this is so little stuff doesn't get like go up into your gun and mess up your motor. There is another screen that's underneath this thing right here too. You can unscrew that and there's another screen there. So there's a lot of like little safety things so that little particles of like sand, gravel, whatever don't get up into this. So we're gonna hook this on. We're gonna show you how we're gonna do this as soon as we get done squeegeeing this baby. All right, Jack's kind of doing the squeegeeing here. I went ahead and set this up. It literally only took a couple seconds. As you can see, that little filter goes down to the bottom. There is a little styrofoam ball kind of thing that floats, so you can adjust the depth of how far you want to go. It is very snug and it kind of slides and it keeps you there. We did put this little clip on here just to hold it in place, and we just kind of snuck this little rock out here. Looks like Jack put his hand right there. And it does take a second to prime. I did leave the pressure washer thing on just to kind of show you how amazing these are. They go up to like 350 or 375 PSI, which isn't a lot, but it is enough to clean this. As you can see, we have not cleaned this deck here. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit this, and it's gonna go ahead and take that water. So it's taking that water right out of the pond. Look at this if I hold it close like this. I mean, we could literally like pressure wash our patio with batteries like right off of our pond. Isn't that something? It's really cool. So Jack will probably be doing this a little bit. He's going to be working on this by the door at least anyway, because it's raining. And while he's emptying that out, I'm going to be filling it in from the other side. And we're just going to do a little bit of a water change here. There's Larry. He always wants to know what's going on, right? So as this is filling up here, I know on one side I'm kind of watching to make sure it doesn't overflow. Jack, he's got the zero nozzle on. He's drawing in the algae on the porch. That really does need pressure wash, doesn't it? So show him on the setting that just does the watering. Like if you wanted to just water, the pressure washer thing does have a watering nozzle. At the end, you could just turn it. And just kind of, if you wanted to water the flowers and stuff, you could just water the flowers. This nozzle does give a lot more volume. So if he could literally, it's raining right now, obviously, but he could just walk out on the patio and water both sides of this and everything right off the pond by using this. But it's fun playing with the zero thing, isn't it? Gonna make a JD in there? It's pretty neat though, because that would just basically empty the pond, and if he did that for about 15 20 minutes, watered those flowers or did that patio, and then we could just simply fill it back in. But we would sort of have to, I'm going to turn it off right now, we would sort of have to watch it, because again, if it goes underneath this inverted tank, then air would burp up into it. It wouldn't all come out at once, but it would burp up into it. So anyway, that's pretty much the plan here. How we would do a water change. We could either use it outside or we could use it inside when we have plants inside. This little pump here, has worked out quite well. I mean, hey, just stop doing that for a second. Thanks. This little pump has worked out quite well. It's one of these little like FX4s. And James and Mallory, the folks that gave us the 75 gallon and everything, gave us that. We've pretty much been using that. We haven't even cleaned it. This thing's been hooked up for what? Almost 2 months now?
Yeah, just about. And
we haven't even cleaned it. Of course, there's not much in it. I mean, there's just these 3 turtles and stuff. But ultimately, it's keeping it incredibly clean. We've only done like 1 water change. This is the 2nd time we're doing it. So it's definitely helping. And I think letting the algae grow and stuff like that. Obviously, when we put fish and stuff like that in, we're going to need more. But that's kind of how we're cleaning the inverted tank. And as you can see, I mean, it's really coming out nice. So right along that back concrete is going to be this planter. We're going to be doing an unboxing and building that filter and everything next. That's going to be the next video most likely on this pond. We just kind of wanted to show you guys how we were going to maintain this and stuff like that. Obviously that, canister filter is kind of an eyesore there. We're going to kind of try to hide this. The pump is going to come up the corner, go in the back, and then that's going to dump, and it should be pretty nice. And we will hopefully be able to have primarily along this wall where it gets lots of sun, lots of plants. And again, we'll probably have some sort of, what's it called when they crawl up the wall? Can't think of the word right now.
Lines?
Yeah.
What
But the scaffolding type of situation, I forget the word now. Yeah, like a lattice. Lattice? Is that what it's called? Lattice?
I don't know.
Anyway, we might put some over here, but that doesn't really get much sun.
Ramp?
So we're no, not a ramp. Like a lattice thing. I can't think of the word. But anyway, over here, most likely we'll have them. And then we may have plants also on top. And we'll just take the water and water them in the pond. We don't really want to have like a whole aquaponics type of system because it's just not you know, it's just not going to work because, I mean, we might be able to, if we can have something level, we might be able to have a bridge where it goes like in one and out the other. We're not exactly sure. We might mess around with that. Again, we're in no hurry to do this. This is just a big kind of summer project we've wanted to do for a long time. We're very happy how it's going. The turtles are very happy. Iastigi's kind of on the other side sleeping, but Kame wants to know what's going on. Larry, of course, is very, very curious about everything. Kame's getting big. She's almost as big as Iastigi now. Larry's family is most likely going to come. They have been watching our videos. They're very happy and excited about how he is doing and how he has this big, huge, awesome place to live in now. And they may come and do a visit. And, of course, we'll probably do a video on that because they wanted to, have him go rehomed. And we rehomed him, and they're very happy to see that. So that'll be interesting. All right, guys, so Larry wanted to say hi. He's just spazzing out the whole time. He's so much more active than the girls. He's like such a little spaz. But see, then I pick him up and he just sits there. He just wanted to be held, maybe. He wanted to be in the video. Say hi, everybody. He's such a character. Anyway, we just wanted to kind of do an update to kind of show you guys how we were doing all of this with the cleaning and the maintenance. This is only the second time we've done it. It's probably going to just be like a monthly thing. It may not even be that often. We'll just kind of see how things go. And as things continue to progress, every time we do something, we'll make a video. If you've never done a pond like this has worked out very well for us.
We did a good job. It looks all clean.
It really looks good. The squeegee worked great.
Transparent.
Yeah, it really looks good. So, there he goes. He's going up in there. Basically, the next video on this pond will most likely be us putting the filter together and building the filter. We did show that we have a couple of old pond pumps. We'll probably use one of those, if not both of those. And there he goes. See, he wanted to be in the video. I put him back in the water. So that'll be the next one. We'll see you next time, guys. Take care and have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Say bye, Larry.